today we have the ProMaster 36 by 48 softbox. Usually I don't use softboxes, but this is more of almost like an umbrella style. So this is really cool. I just had to try this thing out because it's so unusual. So it comes in this plastic here. Now they said this thing was extremely easy to set up. And just by looking at the piece that they had in the store, it should be pretty easy. Very large diffuser. Velcro-y. Okay, so we'll set that aside for a second. This looks like an umbrella. Whoa, this is cool. Check this out. I'll hold this up here. Okay, so this piece isn't attached, but it looks like it just slides over like this and then slides like that. Now the reason why I was interested in this is because you can pretty much use any flash head that takes an umbrella and pops it through there. So really quick, we'll mount the DI-700 to this and see how that works. Okay, so we're going to use one of these knuckles, and these knuckles come with these little brass adapters. And these just screw into the bottom of your hot shoe, and then you screw this in and then tighten that down on that, and that holds your flash in. That's snug now. And then this mounts on the light stand like so, and then this allows you to tilt your whole umbrella unit upward or downward. So here's our umbrella, so we'll go ahead and mount this on here. Actually, before I do that, because this is a big umbrella, we got to make the base of this stand as wide as we can. Now this by no means is heavy, it's actually very light. But this thing just slides over like so. And then it slides in here just like this. We just figure out where we want it. And because it has this big opening here, this allows us to tilt our umbrella in any direction. And in this case, we'll want it to tilt down a little bit, so we'll have to mount this in here forward like so. And just crank that down like that. We take our big fancy diffuser and just Velcro this in. So if you don't get the Velcro 100% perfect, don't really worry about it. But this just pops in like so. I have never seen this big of a softbox go together this quick. So now we just have to see what kind of light it puts out. So now I got to move this thing. We'll use a happy robot baby. We can never get away from these things. We just love these. They're so disturbing. Okay, and now we'll bring our lights down. And then let me grab an A6000 over here. Okay, so we're going to try this softbox out with the Nissin DI-700A. It's mounted in here. And we've got the air commander mounted on here. And we're just using channel B. And this is at full power. And we're trying this at 500th of a second with our happy little robot baby to see what kind of images that we can possibly get from this. And to be honest with you, this is really good diffused light. So basically, what it comes down to is I really like this box. This is also an umbrella style softbox, and you can see how deep this isn't. Okay, now if you notice the depth between this thing and this. Now, the deeper it is, the better diffusion you're going to get. Now, these are great for running around on location and just, it's the same concept. You need the same knuckle, but you can mount this with pretty much any kind of light. Now, I use old school strobe lights, and all my strobe lights, the heads have holes in them for umbrellas. So, you know, I can pretty much use any of these light modifiers, but I just love the fact of how simplistic this particular unit is. And that is really easy to deal with. The only thing that we discovered was if you need to change the flash, because of the Velcro, it takes a little bit of work to get in here to be able to get to our flash unit. But the actual quality of light that's coming out of this box is very pleasing. Now let's talk about our main problem. Okay, so no, yeah. Let me just tear this out of here. The other thing we should try is doing a test with this without the diffuser and see what the difference in light is. Now the diffuser is going to cost you usually one stop of light. Let's wake this thing up here. The light is a little stronger, but we're really close to the softbox. So distance-wise, if we back this up quite a bit, yeah, it's just a little punchy. So the diffusion cuts down on the glare of skin, definitely. Whereas having this open like this, even though you're getting more light out, it's going to create a little bit of shine on the skin. In this case, our robot baby here has a lot of shine. So there will be a link to this ProMaster softbox in the description. I really like this thing. As far as portability goes, this thing just kicks butt. Makes it really, really easy to deal with. And to take it down is even quicker. So let's see here, from a chute, if I pull this out, pull it out over our flash here. Pop the clip. Over here to our bag. Typically you roll this up so it's kind of tight in here. Slides in there like so. That is pretty freaking easy. So this is how I edit portrait photos. Let me just bring this in and make sure that this is on the defaults. Now this is my assistant Allison, and we did a couple of quick maternity photos of her. And I don't know if you guys saw it, but on my Facebook page I did a couple of underwater maternity photos with her that turned out really cool. But anyway, let's go ahead and do a quick edit on these. So exposure wise, maybe brighten it just a touch, a little bit. And we already have our clarity and vibrance and saturation up, and we're bringing the blacks down a little bit because we want more. So that's what that looks like. So we don't want to go too crazy, so I figured 15 is pretty safe. And then in this case, when I'm doing portraits, I like to add a little bit of vignetting. So I crank the vignetting all the way up in the lens section under manual settings. And then you want to change the midpoint. The midpoint brings the darkness more towards the center. So if you go all the way to here, that's the center. Now obviously her face isn't in the center, so we've got to pull back a little bit. I'd say about 25 should be about right. So from here we'll go ahead and open the image, and this is what we have. So really there isn't a whole lot I'm going to do to this, but what I am going to do is I'm going to do some quick dodging. So some highlights of her hair, and we'll pull those up. And then under the dodging tool we'll go to the midtones, and then we'll bring the exposure down to about 29%. And then we'll bring up our brush size, and just give her one click on the face just to brighten the face a touch. Now the only other thing I see in here are a couple of specks from dust on the lens. So all we got to do is, I prefer the patch tool over the clone tool because it matches the tones of whatever that you're actually fixing. So we'll just drag those over and they're gone. And as far as that goes, I don't think there's anything more I'll be doing to this. So there you go. By the way, she is due any day and we're very excited. So here's a couple other maternity photos for you to look at from the slide box. Once it's in its bag, it has a carrying strap. The bag isn't anything great, but it seems to hold it very well. The beauty of this is the whole thing probably weighs about 3 pounds. I mean, it's really light. Extremely easy to set up. So yeah, I would definitely highly recommend this. I think this is very cool. So this is the Universal ProMaster 36 by 48 softbox. I hope you guys like this video. If you do, give me a thumbs up. Go ahead and leave a comment. Otherwise, you guys have a good day, and we'll talk to you later.